It was such a great experience going back home. You know, I grew up there, then I went away to Hollywood, hoping to make movies, and then I finally get to come back and actually make one in my hometown. It was such a great experience, and I hope to do it again very soon.
I grew up in a very small town in Tennessee, so I mean places like Crawford and Moody. I mean, I could have been home, man. You know, so it's very comfortable with that. It's about a working class guy, and hell, if I can't play that, what else can I play, man?
Who the hell are you?
Yeah, Rufus, some weird character that we had to do there, and you guys pretty much scared me when you brought me that script, I thought.
Bucolic comedy is always fun for me, and two guys, best friends, that their job is cleaning up the roadkill off the street. I thought right off the bat just is a setup for some wonderful play. I didn't even realize it. I think that was one of my first questions. How, you know, I'm from Texas, and how do all the animals disappear? I guess I just assumed it was the buzzards, but sometimes they can't get it all.
I mean, it was a pretty good blend. It kind of segued from, you know, in the beginning as I'm reading it, I think this is a black comedy. This is about two guys in competition for a job, right? It turned into much more than that. It took a very dark turn, a little late in the picture, and I thought was very interesting. Therefore, it really went places you didn't expect it to go, and that's what I particularly liked about the original screenplay.
I really wanted to be the producer that I never had, or I almost rarely had. I really wanted to be a producer from the old school of really, you know, honing what the director's vision was and then fighting every day for that director's vision. Not imposing my vision on it, but fighting for to really ascertain what that director's vision is and fighting for it every day. And that is what a great producer does, in my opinion. Guys like Jerome Hellman, you know, Sam Spiegel back in the day, and those guys that not to say they gave the director everything they wanted, but they fought him maybe every step of the way, but challenging the director to hone their own vision and then figuring out, okay, how do we get that vision on the screen?
But I understood this guy, you know. He drove a truck. He was a smart ass in some ways. You know, obviously, as we find out in the movie, he was a survivor. He'd gone through such extreme trauma, but he had found some way to cope with it. He may not be the best person in the world, but he was a survivor from it.
Dead is dead, and that's all. And it don't make a rat's ass difference if she's a chicken or a goose.
Does too.
But the themes just became deeper and deeper and deeper as the time kept going and going and going. I mean, I wouldn't talk to Tom for 6 months, man, and so then we'd talk, and he'd come up with these changes. But the movie got deeper, the characters got deeper, the relationships got deeper, and you know, it was like 3 years from that time till actually we shot the first footage.
I think for me was the day that I had to shoot the stuff with Bruce Glover. I'm so fond of Bruce, and of course he has the big kiss scene with me. Not that I don't love kissing you, Bruce. It was wonderful having you kiss me.
Good directors like Tom Callaway, they'll make very few interferences with your insanities, and you can see that they're enjoying it, and there is that kind of thing. I remember having that with Roman Polanski and Guy Hamilton and Stanley Kramer, you know, that these people were all people that appreciated stuff and were there kind of opening the door for you to go through the insanity that you potentially have. And I do believe that all art forms demand a certain kind of insane way of looking at it, and in that looking, maybe someone comes on the journey with the artist, the actor, the painter, the Salvador Dali. You know, there's a certain kind of trip that the artist is on, and hopefully so is the audience.
Deny the truth is to deny who you are.
people had asked me, well, how did it feel being a producer on the movie instead of the director? It wasn't a shift really at all, because it's still creative and you're still fighting for a vision. The role of the producer in modern Hollywood has been so diminished that very few really great creative people want to become producers purely because of the movies. They may want to become producers for money, or in the prestige or whatever. But if there are 15 producing credits on a movie, then what does a producer do? And then that's always been a question, but now more so than ever.
Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned.
Because of the budget, because of the limitations on time, I mean, it took us, we shot in 3 different years, over a 3-year period. We shot in 02, 03, and 05.
I sold my house to finance the movie.
Maintaining a character for 4 years was fun, challenging, but also difficult. I think also there was some weight issues. I'd done another picture, and when we came back for some reshooting, I looked considerably different. And he said, eat, start eating hamburgers, milkshakes, everything, do it. And so I did.
People with deer feet in their hands, like poking them through the windshield. I mean, it's like mad people. One of them is Jeff Burr, who's directed like umpteen movies, and I mean, he's a wonderful filmmaker in his own right. Here he is in the middle of the night with these deer, like beating the shit out of his friend with them to make this movie work.
No animals were harmed in the making of this motion picture, but we did use real roadkill because it's plentiful in Texas where we were shooting. No more shots of roadkill. I'm done with that.
Yeah, roadkill, man. I mean, you know, no animals were hurt shooting this picture, but they were already dead. Found a lot of them already dead. That had like a detail go out at night after each day's shooting to scoop up tomorrow's roadkill.
We've done quite a bit of sound work for James Cameron, and Tom Callaway, the director, found out that he got into South by Southwest, and we basically had about 3 weeks to turn around everything, and he had a lot of creative things that he wanted to do, and he wanted to take time with it and make sure it was right, and there wasn't a lot of time, so we had to move pretty quickly.
Dynamic music partners. It's a team of composers, and they did all the music for us. They were so quick; it was unbelievable. You know, at first I thought it was going to be a little weird, and I wasn't sure it was going to work with 3 different composers working on everything, but it worked out perfectly. It was, you know, seamless.
And, you know, I mean, and getting jobs and trying to make a living is one thing, but then getting the opportunity to really fulfill a character in a movie that you really believe in, no, I wasn't scared. I wasn't sure everything was going to work, but fear, no, man. I mean, I'm afraid of a lot of things, you know, like women, some of them.
There is that camaraderie that you develop with people, especially when you do stuff that you really respect, like this film. I will love everybody that I work with on that film forever, because it's a moment of your life that will never ever be repeated.
Not to say you have to get validated by critics to make anything worthwhile, far from it, because the process is its own reward. It truly is. That said, it is a amazing experience to open a Variety and read a review that you couldn't have written yourself that was better. It's the best review with my name on it in my whole career.
Hand warmer.
Put 2 of them in my underwear every day. That's gotta lower my sperm count.
Damn, Bucky. I think you done lowered your brain cell count.